rocking the USSR.
Hi, my name is Josh Adjutant. You know, the Russian Revolution was one of the most important uprisings of the 20th century, and it shaped global history ever since it began. And we will try our best in this video to explain just exactly what happened during the Russian Revolution. We will show you the people, places, and events before, during, and after the revolution. During the late 1800s, Russia was essentially a Stone Age country, a completely unindustrialized wasteland. After its leaders realized this, they began to revamp the country's production system. This, however, left many workers in horrendous working conditions, as most of the money was being put towards the reconstruction. Many workers, feeling that they deserved better, started to look towards the words of Karl Marx, who preached that it was in fact the workers who were in charge. After they had begun to realize this, many of them decided to, strike, take action against who they viewed as the oppressors. The Tsarist government realized this and began to try and put them down and force them into hiding. All these events started to lead up to what we now know today as the revolution.
Hi, comrades. We are now reconstructing, so you now have to fix all of this.
Oh!
Plus, you have to double your workload, which means you will be working longer and in worse conditions.
Oh!
Glory is Mother Russia.
These working conditions stink.
That is true. This is stupid.
Didn't Karl Marx say something about the workers being in charge?
Oh, yeah! I forgot. Let's go on strike.
Yeah.
That is a good idea. Oh,
That did not work.
we should
One of the first noteworthy events of the Revolution in 1905 was what is known today as Bloody Sunday. In January of 1905, a group of socialist protesters and regular workers demanded to see the Tsar in his winter palace. Unfortunately, nobody had informed the workers that the Tsar was not, in fact, there that day. The guards of the Winter Palace decided to open fire on the protesters, a huge mistake on their part, as it only only fed fuel to the communist fire even more. This began to make the people feel as if the Tsar really didn't care about them.
What do we want?
To see the Tsar.
Yeah, we want to see the Tsar.
Look at me go, I'm doing it!
The Tsar is not here.
What?
I said the Tsar is not here. What you say? I said the Tsar is not here.
What?
I said the Tsar is not here. What?
One of the next noteworthy events in the history of the Russian Revolution was the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II. After realizing that most of his country pretty much hated his policies, he decided to give up the throne to the provisional government. Most of the country, after his involvement in the Great War and the Russo-Japanese War, actually lowered his popularity among the people who already were upset with his social and domestic issues. This, unfortunately, left a huge gap in power, which was soon filled by the provisional government. But many radicals, such as V.I. Lenin, viewed that the revolution was not yet over. Let's see here. Most of my country hates me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm screwing over Russia. But you know what? There's no real reason to leave yet. I'll just stay in power. Or, well, if I have to go, and that's the way it has to be,
then so be it.
Many radicals, such as Vladimir Ivanich Lenin, viewed that the revolution was not in fact over at the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II. So, while he was out hiding in Siberia, the communist minority group named the Bolsheviks stormed St. Petersburg and captured many of the new government buildings. After hearing about this, Lenin decided to come back and try and rule. Well, this is the story, all about how I just about flipped Russia upside down, and I'd like to take a minute and just sit there, son, tell you how I became to dictate the Soviet Union. Lenin eventually took power in Russia. However, many were not happy with this new government. Many of the old czars, generals, and loyalists, who were called the Whites, decided that they did not like the new system that was being put into place by the Bolsheviks. So they decided to declare war on this new government. Acts of war were committed by the Whites, and the Reds started to go back. This eventually led into what is known today as the Russian Civil War. Now, this war went from 1918 to 1920, and it ended up the Reds winning the Civil War, but also with the death of Tsar Nicholas II after being assassinated as the Whites were moving in where his location was. This revolution and this Civil War and the Reds winning it locked in the Bolshevik government for the next 72 years.
You're dead. No, false. You are dead.
Tsar, you know the guys who want you back in power?
Yes, I do.
They're getting kinda close, and we can't let them have you, so, yeah.